Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're talking about the Joker 2 because the first draft of the script is officially done. Warner Brothers finally has it and it's aiming to start production in 2023. And yeah, that's the big scoop. We've had that scoop for a few days now and I've just been trying to articulate it in my mind because in my opinion, this might just go down as one of the most unnecessary sequels of all time. And that's because I really do like the first one and I think it works well standing alone. Before we get into my prediction for what the plot could be, what I do want from the movie, and why I also think it's unnecessary, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I open a video or go live. But without wasting more time, let's get into it. So the Joker 2, that's officially happening. Now, when I first heard the news about this a few months ago, I was really scared. I was really skeptical. But then I first thought back to what Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips, the director and writer, said. And they both said that they wouldn't come back for a sequel unless it was a really good idea or it was just super necessary to the character.
I talked to Todd a lot about what else we might be able to do. Is there something else with Joker that might be interesting? I don't know that there is.
There is, but you're not closed-minded about it.
No, and it's, you know, I think me and Todd would still be shooting now if we could, right? Because it seemed endless. The possibilities of where we could go with the character.
And Joaquin Phoenix has never done a sequel in his career, if I'm not mistaken. And so him coming back, this being his first sequel ever, and him having to transform his body, he won Best Actor. The movie got nominated for Best Picture. It was an absolute Oscar hit, and they're making another one. Obviously, it did make $1 billion, so it makes sense as to why they're making a sequel financially wise. But again, Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix said they're not going to return unless it's a story that they want to tell. And we already know that Todd Phillips is attached to the project, but we don't know confirmed about Joaquin Phoenix, and that's what kind of gets me worried here. We don't know if Joaquin Phoenix is returning, and there is a Joker story to tell within that specific Gotham and that Joker, in my opinion, that you could tell without Joaquin Phoenix. I just don't really want that because I would prefer an acceleration upon Joaquin Phoenix's character, but at the same time, it's like, I don't really need this movie. Again, I hope this movie is great. I hope it surpasses the first one. I'm very excited for it, but I'm still very skeptical about it. And again, my biggest sliver of hope in general for this movie comes from the fact that Todd Phillips is guaranteed returning and Joaquin Phoenix is still rumored to be returning. But first, I want to talk about why I don't want this movie. And it's just because I felt like the last movie ended perfectly. I thought that it had a great twist ending with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker basically telling this story of his life and what he went through and how he became this big figure in Gotham and stuff like that. And that's my biggest issue with them making a sequel, is why do they need to expand upon that? That is enough of a story. It's a standalone movie, but at the same time, I understand why they make this a sequel, because it did make $1 billion. I will say also, I don't think it's a bad idea to have a sequel because I feel like there's character growth like that could happen. But at the same time, it's like, even at the end of last movie, we don't know if Arthur Fleck lied about the story. We don't know how much he fabricated it because obviously he lied to his girlfriend. And so he's already fabricating all these crazy things. And so what's to say that this entire story wasn't fake? I think that's what I like about the ending of the last movie so much. It feels so unpredictable. We don't know what was real. We don't know what actually happened. And I think that's what's so good about it. That's why I don't want another movie. I don't want to explain. I don't want to see anything further because it's so unpredictable, the outcome of it, because we have no real outcome of it. And that's basically it. I just feel like it's not very necessary to this story. I feel like it's a good standalone story and there's not that much needed. But now to get on to my prediction for the plot, or whatever plot I really want for this movie, or what direction I want them to go in, since they are basically ending up to make this movie, what I really want from it. And this gets very tricky because there's two different ways you could go about this. And the one way is that I really don't want it. I do not want Batman, at least Batman versus Joker, in like a fight, like one-on-one, because Joaquin Phoenix's Joker would not last a single second against any level of Batman. Even the weakest live action Batman that we've gotten so far would whoop Joaquin Phoenix's butt. But that kind of works to his advantage, in my opinion, story-wise, because in my personally crafted story, Joaquin Phoenix would basically, his Joker would be broken out of Arkham Asylum or Arkham State Hospital, wherever he is. And basically it would be the people that were under him and the people that looked up to him as that political figure that we saw at the end of the last movie. But what's interesting is that that Joker is not really a political figure, because at the end of the movie, when he's talking to Robert De Niro's character, he basically says he has no political agenda.
I might understand that you did this to start a movement, to become a symbol.
Come on, Murray. Do I look like the kind of clown that could start a movement? I killed those guys because they were awful.
He has no real motive other than the fact that he wants to get back to those that hurt him. That's why he killed those guys. But the people that are following Joker, they think that he has a political agenda because they think that he's trying to fight against the 1% and the billionaires and wealthy people in Gotham. But that's not really the case for Joker's single motive. But the people behind Joker don't really understand that. And so they could break Joaquin Phoenix's Arthur Fleck out of prison. They basically say, Arthur Fleck, you can lead us. You can be the one person to bring us above everyone else. You can incite these riots, because he already did it at the end of the last movie and it worked out pretty well for the city of Gotham. At least the people of Gotham, because they were all motivated by this one dude. But at the same time, again, like I mentioned before, it's not really the same motive. And when Arthur Fleck and these people have their disagreements and Arthur Fleck realizes, okay, I'm not in the same group as these other people and these other people aren't in the same group as me, that's when Arthur Fleck really becomes the Joker in terms of like a criminal mastermind and basically going through all of these super intellectual growths and stuff like that. And that's what I think this movie could be, is I think it could be another elevation of the Joker. In the first movie, we went from Arthur Fleck to the very beginning of Joker. At the end of the Joker movie, Arthur Fleck still isn't like an all-out, he's obviously a psychotic, like he's a psychopath 100%. I'm not debating that, but I'm saying that he's not really the Joker yet. I mean, he's mentally, he is the Joker, but in terms of what he's done, he's not the Joker because he was the Joker for so little time. But as his character arc could grow, we could actually see him become more of an intellect and kind of understand that his craziness can lead to other things, especially because of the fact that even if we throw Bruce Wayne in the mix here, Arthur Fleck would end up being like 70 or 80 years old when Bruce Wayne is older. So would it make sense for them to fight? And so I'm saying if they wanted to include Bruce Wayne, I don't want Bruce Wayne in this. I don't want Batman in this at all. I think this should take place right after the last movie or a few months after. Again, I don't want Bruce Wayne or Batman, but if they do use Bruce Wayne or Batman, they could have the Joker inciting these riots, and then he could become a criminal mastermind and lead all these different criminal groups to go fight the Batman, basically be the antagonist to Batman that Batman can never really reach. And again, that would be something that tests Batman because he can't really kill the Joker. It's against his no kill rule. But just as a whole, I do not want the Batman, so that story is just out of my mind in general. But again, if we were to get a story, I would love to see a story of the protesters basically breaking Arthur Fleck out of jail, and then Arthur Fleck going on his own individual path, separate from what the people broke him out for, and then maybe going against the people that broke him out. I don't know, I feel like it would be a cool change of dynamic. In general, I just want to see Arthur Fleck's character go from beginning Joker to super intellectual and criminal mastermind Joker, and that's basically the only really endpoint I want from this movie. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for this video. These are just some of my thoughts on the Joker 2 announcement and the script being done and production starting in 2023. But let me know what you guys think of Joker 2. Let me know some of the plot points and just ideas that you guys have for the movie in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.